you Alyssa Mustangs. So this morning I wanted to show you guys how I brushed Willow without any treats or without being in a training session. And I also wanted to show you that she can be brushed with other brushes, not just the bristle brush that I was brushing her with last week. So this is a metal curry comb, and Willow is eating, and when I'm not in a training session, I don't mind that she eats. She could pretty much do whatever she wants. Now, if she decides that she does not want to be brushed, she usually will just turn and walk away. And I'm fine with that for now, but eventually we will train her to stand still and be brushed just like your normal domestic horse on the hitching post. And so I'm just going to come over here and brush her. I don't have to ask her or anything. And you may be wondering, well, how did you go from brushing with treats to brushing without? So initially I had to make sure that the brushes were a really good thing. So I would treat her with this brush because she was really afraid of this brush and the noise it made and the feeling that it had on her skin. I would treat every time she felt it. Now when she was really comfortable with this brush and I had stopped using oats to treat her and started using the pellets, and then eventually I got to the point where now I don't have to have any treats to brush her. I would come in here with the cone and I would have her target the cone, and I would like do a training session, and then I would leave the pen after I ended her signal. So I'd give her jackpot and her black dish, and then I would take all my training gear off and I would come in here and brush her for like 2-3 minutes at a time, and then I would just leave and tell her good job, but she wouldn't get any treats. So now I'm to the point where I can brush her all over the place with any brush without any snacks, and it's really useful because not only am I saving a lot of treats that I would usually be spending brushing, but I don't have to start a training session anymore to brush her. This is just part of our normal morning routine, if you will. And you may also be wondering, well, of course she doesn't need any treats because, well, she's eating. A lot of that is simply because I want her to feel like she has the freedom to do what she wants and what she needs to do. Now, I don't have it on camera, but yesterday I did brush her and she was standing in the middle of her pen without eating or anything, and her hay nets are always full. This morning her hay nets were empty, so she is hungry and she is eating, and it doesn't bother me. She has in the past walked off while she's eating, and she does have 2 hay nets that she can alternate between. She has walked away while I have been brushing her eating and told me, you know, I really don't want to be brushed right now. And I was like, okay, so I understand that. And then in which case I would just leave the pen. Just because she's eating doesn't mean that she's completely comfortable with being brushed. And a lot of that is because Willow is free fed, and so she always has food accessible to her, and therefore her feelings are a lot more, I guess I feel like her feelings are a lot more, she's able to express them a lot more, even if she is eating her hay. Now Willow has had a bit of a stomach upset lately, and so if you realized just a minute ago when I brushed like her stomach, she did turn into me. That's, I have, I guess, indirectly trained her to turn into me when she doesn't want to be touched in a particular place. And in this case, her stomach is bothering her, and so she did turn into me. And if you saw, I did just touch her nose and back off a little bit. That's kind of her way of telling me no thank you while she is still in her moment of eating and being brushed. And so I'm not going to go back and touch her stomach just because So now I'm brushing her with the curry comb, and just to show you guys that she can be brushed with other brushes. But I did want to talk a little bit about why her stomach may be upset. So we do live in a fairly rural grassland area, and we do have nightshade, which is pretty toxic to horses. Willow likes to eat nightshade, and that's one thing. She hasn't been out to graze on her own. She's had a halter on, and I've been watching what she's been eating. But I have been taking her vital signs almost daily, and everything's normal. And I'm working on getting her trailer ready, and so I can get her into the vet so my vet can check her out and just make sure everything's okay. She's about due for a vet visit anyway, so perfect timing, Willow. But I'm just brushing her down with this curry comb. She is very dirty this morning. She likes to roll at night, but she is She's standing really well, as you can see. She may not be the happiest horsey standing there being brushed, but she's tolerating it, which is essentially what we want to train. I mean, when you get your domestic horse out and you saddle them up to ride, they may not be too excited to be brushed or saddled, but they stand there and they respect you. And ultimately, I respect her by honoring where she wants to be brushed, and not chasing her around the pen. If at all, she does walk away. Oh, I'm sorry, girl. I'm sorry. She's been standing really well. So this is about the end of brushing Willow without any treats or training session. I hope you guys enjoyed. And leave down in the comments whether you like the live training sessions where I talk about what I'm doing and how I taught it while I'm in here with Willow, or if you would rather watch a video already taken and me voiceover. I'm very curious to see what your guys' take is on that.